Okay, everyone, hope you are doing well today. This video is going to be a real estate market analysis of the city of Carson. And the reason for this video is strictly educational purposes. It's always good to have an understanding of the real estate market in an area where you may be thinking of buying or investing in, or if you already live in the area, have a good understanding of how the market is so you know how much your house could be worth if you do decide to sell. Okay, this right here is a map of southern Los Angeles County. As you can see, Long Beach, Compton, this is the Palos Verdes Peninsula. Then you have all the beach cities. And Carson is a city right in the heart of the South Bay. It's neighboring Torrance, Wilmington to the south, Long Beach to the east, and Compton to the north. Okay, and for this market analysis, we will be focusing on three factors of analysis, which are employment levels in Carson, the supply of homes in the city, and the affordability of those homes. Okay, so let's jump right in to some employment statistics. Okay, here are some employment numbers regarding the city of Carson. Income per capita is 25, which is lower than a 31,000 statewide and 29,000 nationally. This isn't too much cause for alarm because there is a university directly in Carson, Cal State, Dominguez Hills. So that whole population of students isn't going to have um, as high of income yearly as a regular citizen. And you can see that by the median income owner occupied home. So the average homeowner in Carson has an income of $82,233 a year. A little lower than the rest of the state. However, it is substantially higher than the national average. The reason why it's 82,000 is because Carson is in California, and you're gonna have to have a higher median income to own a house in California, as we all know, is one of the most expensive states to live in. Jumping down here, the unemployment rate in Carson is 6.9, a little higher than state average and national average. However, the poverty level is lower by about 4%. The reason employment stats like these are important to understand when trying to evaluate a housing market in areas because most people live where their jobs are located, and that's how us in the real estate industry make a determination of people's ability to afford a home is if they have a job close, then most likely they're earning a pretty good living that would allow them to move into that area. Okay, I can't show you guys the MLS because that's only for realtors. However, I've jotted down some notes I've taken from the MLS in regards to Carson. So in the last 6 months, there are approximately 120 houses sold in Carson, California, and right now there are 79 listings that are pending contract, and 17 of those 79 are active listings. So 17 homes are actively being sold in the city. If that seems a little low, it kind of is. Carson is lower on turnover rate citywide than a lot of other cities in the surrounding area. This is because Carson is in high demand for movers to move in because it is fairly close to the beach and it's a little less expensive than the surrounding Torrance and Long Beach towards the beach those two cities have a little higher housing prices. So owners in Carson know that residents who can't quite afford Torrance, Long Beach, Lakewood, Cerritos, cities like that will look to Carson, and this high demand for real estate in Carson will drive the listing prices higher and higher. So a lot of residents in Carson are waiting for their house that might be in the $500,000 range to jump to the $650,000, $700,000 range soon. And they are increasing. They have been increasing the last 5 years. You often see a few houses in the $800,000 range in Carson. So Carson is a pretty hot area right now for people to move in the South Bay area of Southern California. Okay, the last thing we're going to look at, we have a few charts, and this is going to be the affordability, and we're going to be looking at the average sales price and some turnover rates statistics for Carson. Okay, so this is a farming dashboard, application, whatever you want to call it. And this allows me to chart a specific area of a city, and it'll give me the housing stats on that area. This data is from the northeast part of Carson, known as the Delamo area. It is home to Cal State Dominguez Hills, the Dignity Health Sports Center, and also the mall. Okay, so Carson, just so you know, Carson is divided up into north and south, and the divider is the 405 freeway. So this is going to be north of the 405. Turnover rates for this part of Carson is 2.69, and the average sales price is $582 for new homeowners. But this is the last year, but recently, in the last 3 months, it has jumped up to $615,000. Next is the Delamo area, which is neighboring to the one we just saw. This is just divided by the street Central. This is the west part of Central. The other one was the east side of Central, but it's both in the northern section of Carson. So it's almost the same. So you got a 610 the last 3 months average sales price and a turnover ratio of 2.2%. And this turnover ratio is basically saying 2 out of every 100 homes are being sold in Carson, in this section of Carson, excuse me. And this is just some more statistics that are valuable for people in the industry. Okay, these next two are going to be the southern section of Carson, south of the 405. And the southern section of Carson is where City Hall is located, Carson High School, and this side is closer to Torrance. Lower turnover ratio, 1.6, and also a lower average sales price. The biggest reason for the higher sales price in the north third section is because that's where the most amenities are, like the Dignity Health Sports Center where the Galaxy played and the Chargers played last season, and also where the college is and the mall in Carson. So if you have a college, mall, and a sports arena, of course, housing prices are going to be a little higher on that side. So we have this Southwest Carson on the border of Torrance. Okay, this is West Carson. The other side of West Carson, Southwest Carson, I should say, 1.72 turnover rate, pretty low. So 1.7 out of every 100 homes are being sold. Again, this is low, but doesn't mean it will always be low. So as you can see, there are 51 new homeowners So that means that the last year, 51 people have moved to this small section of Carson. So last year, it shows us that this was an extremely hot market, and it has slowed down a little bit because people are seeing that, hey, if my home was worth 400,000, it could be worth 5 or 600. So people are just staying in their homes a little bit right now, but of course that can change with the fluctuations. So yeah, that is just the market analysis for Carson. Hopefully you found this information useful. Um, hope we're actually gonna be doing we're gonna be doing one of these a week for the different cities in the South Bay, and as time goes on, hopefully more cities in the greater Los Angeles area. Okay, thank you for listening. This is Nolan Newwave Realtor signing off.